what brings you to today's ARF conference?
For me, especially being in a new media company, it's important for me to go to conferences that are not just looking at the current state of being, but that talk to other researchers and talk about what are potential future opportunities or developments or shifts in the industry. Not just meaning digital, but research as a whole, researching products, researching media, and the ARF conference today, and specifically looking at the future of insights, was particularly attractive, just because it's something that we're really trying to grapple with, and being in a nascent industry.
Can you just do that last piece again? The ARF conference is particularly interesting for us.
Yep. So for me, the ARF conference is particularly interesting in that it's looking at the future, and I work in a nascent industry, so looking forward is important.
Great. Can you talk about something that you learned at today's ARF forum?
I think one of the most interesting things that I learned is really, it seems simple, but I think it's about the team. Everyone mentioned something about what your team should compose, what type of people you need to have in there, and there seemed to be a consistent piece around people who are willing to question the status quo, but at the same time interpret accurately what they're finding in their data. So they're questioning the status quo, but understanding what each piece means and how that guides them towards their new future.
Okay, great. And what about the ARF is important to you?
I think for me it's a couple of things. One, being able to talk to researchers in different industries.
So if I could
Oh,
interrupt you,
question.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll ask again. So can you talk a little bit about what about the ARF is important to you?
What's important to me from the ARF is being able to talk to other researchers in different industries. So not just talking to digital or media researchers, but people who may be in consumer packaged goods or who might be in a social space. Because at least I find for myself, I start to get ideas and ways to look at a problem that aren't necessarily the status quo. It forces me to extend beyond my everyday, and gives me an opportunity to learn new methodologies, new techniques, and potentially prepare for the future, I guess, for lack of a better phrase.
Great. And do you have anything that you'd like to add?
I think that opportunities like this to not just network, but to actually candidly speak about challenges and even successes in the industry are really important. Not just as an exercise and a chance to meet new people, but also because it does kind of give that next person a chance to think, if I tweak one small piece of my process, I could potentially build a new either study or project that'll really impact my business. And I mean, coming from that, who knows, you could have the next really big thing or really big insight for not just our company, but potentially an entire industry.